You know the best friend you have that you're not really sure about your best friends? I got 3 of them.
Do you know why fish don't play piano?
I give up.
Because you can't tune a fish.
Because you can't tune a fish.
Many would consider that laughter is universal, and they might not be wrong, especially when considering the popularity of some comedy programs and viral videos on the internet. Of course, there is no better way to enjoy leisure time than laughing at anything worth a chuckle. Knowing this, North-South Productions created their ever-popular reality series Impractical Jokers, and since its debut in 2011, it's entertained millions around the globe. The show follows the practical jokes and humorous exploits of 4 friends, respectively known as the Tenderloins, and comprising James Murray, Joe Gatto, Sal Vulcano, and Brian Quinn. A typical episode features a set of competitive dares or games in which each joker has to compete. Judged on their performance, they would receive either positive or negative remarks. Whichever joker fails to compete in a dare or ultimately loses the competition receives punishment at the end of each episode, usually in the form of a daring prank. Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, make sure to watch the whole video, leave a like and comment a hidden message. And without being said, let's get ready to the video. By design, the games and pranks place the participating joker in an embarrassing situation, generally involving unsuspecting members of the public. The other jokers then provide impossible instructions from behind hidden cameras, of course hoping that their competitor fails. While this happens, hidden cameras from different angles capture every hilarious moment on film, from the crowd's reactions to the sweaty, stressful moments each joker experiences. The challenges have little structure and planning beforehand, relying mostly on improvisation for their success. The punishment for the loser at the end of each, however, seems almost maliciously thought out long before filming starts. As such, it should be no surprise that the show's introduction warns viewers of graphic stupidity among 4 lifelong friends. Because of Impractical Jokers' universal success, the show easily reached its 9th season, and in February 2021, got the green light for a 10th season. In February 2020, the show also released a long-awaited feature film, and its popular reception has led to the creation of numerous spin-offs. However, even a show as light-hearted as Impractical Jokers may hide a few dark secrets, and amongst all the laughter, certain details easily escape the viewers at home. For the fans out there who might think they know everything about Impractical Jokers, or about the Tenderloins for that matter, a few surprises might be awaiting for them. Hopefully though, it won't change their admiration for and enjoyment of the show or its stars. Before any of them achieve success on television, the 4 jokers need to maintain the regular side of life to at least keep paying the bills while they develop their comedy act. While perhaps loath to admit it, the Impractical Jokers troupe were all considerable nerds in high school, and some of them actually achieved remarkable success before the show's creation. Sal, who they quite often consider the least likely of the 4 friends to complete a challenge, played chess for his high school, which may be the source of his sound logic. Aside from that, Sal might also be the only typical jock among the group, as he played football and basketball in high school, and after matriculation went on to earn a degree in finance at St. John University of New York City. James expressed an interest in drama and bowling while attending high school, and after matriculation earned his BA degree in English. Murray went on to work for the production company responsible for Impractical Jokers, North-South Productions, as their senior vice president of development. Joe, the mathematician among the group of friends, was a member of the high school's math club and later graduated with an accounting degree from Long Island University. Quinn was a part of their high school marching band and also expressed an interest in videography. After high school, Brian worked as a firefighter for the New York City Fire Department, but when filming of Impractical Jokers began, he took permanent leave from his firefighting duties. The Tenderloins became famous for their unorthodox pranking, which, instead of looking for an unsuspecting victim from the public, made themselves the butt of the joke. Of course, the troupe have pranked and tricked each other from as early as when the friendship started blooming in their teenage years. As many people have suggested in the past, men simply don't grow up, and despite having become adults, they can be anything but mature with each other. Unfortunately, the die-hard fans of Impractical Jokers don't get to see every little trick they play on one another, since the pranking continues long after the cameras have stopped filming. In an interview with Comedy Central UK, the troupe admitted that they still prank each other as they did back in high school, and even discussed in great detail all the nasty things they do to each other. Unsurprisingly, the show's biggest victim, Murray, is also their favorite to prank off-camera. The others admitted that one of their favorite pranks is to trick Murray into paying a bigger tip at restaurants, often distracting him to add digits to the receipt. According to them, and strange as it may seem, pranks became the basis of their friendship, yet it all happens in good fun. Although when it comes to daring Joe, the troupe have learned their lesson and would rarely dare him to do anything. By far the most courageous daredevil among them, Joe would be willing to do just about anything. Just about every reality television show has faced accusations of dishonesty or unreality, which ultimately proves how distrusting audiences are about what they're watching. Given that editing and other manipulations of reality have influenced a lot of shows, and that many reality shows are guilty of producing creative or scripted versions, fans have reason to question their favorite programs. Impractical Jokers is no stranger to such accusations, and it stands to reason that there are many motivations behind some of the claims made against the show. Some accusations are based on the far-fetched nature of the pranks on the show, which for some seem a far cry from reality. Another reason for questioning the show draws from the fact that despite their fame, the unsuspecting public collaborating in the pranks never recognized them. Of course, many people have actually realized who they were on occasion at times when they were not filming. Members of the troupe admitted that strangers frequently approached them in public and accused them of playing a prank, even when there are no cameras to be found anywhere nearby. Quite often they do get recognized, but because these pranks are considered failures, viewers simply don't get to see it as part of an episode, mostly since it would be void of entertainment. However, the leading suspicion among fans draws from the possibility that the show hires extras as members of the crowd. A few observant fans notice that the same people often appear in the background as part of the unsuspecting public, which of course raised questions. Addressing these accusations, Quinn stated that they don't use actors, but instead people who attend focus groups. Surprisingly, sometimes the same people show up, but somehow never realize they're appearing in the show. While a likely and an acceptable excuse, many fans simply don't believe it. However, irrefutable proof should be yet presented, but until then, fans want to believe Impractical Jokers present nothing but true reality. Since the show usually occupies only 30 minutes of airtime on True TV, fans and viewers don't always get to see the entire punishment the loser Joker is subjected to and has to endure. During most episodes, the punishment lasts for the final 3 to 10 minutes, but quite often the loser has to endure hours of torment. One instance of this was Murray's now famous skydiving punishment. The viewers only saw a few moments of his terror as he jumped from the aircraft, and of course his persistent sweating before boarding the airplane. However, the viewers didn't see Murray as he locked himself in a bathroom for hours, sending his final goodbyes to family and friends, honestly believing that he might die from the plunge. Another example of prolonged terror the viewers only caught a glimpse of was Sal's punishment when he had to pretend to be a psychic. The show only aired 3 minutes of some of the best improvisation Sal probably did in his entire life, but in actuality, he had to entertain an audience of 200 people for no less than an hour. One of the most exaggerated punishments also included the time they made Sal believe something that was never true for 8 months. Despite Quinn's hopeful intent at keeping one of his girlfriend's identity a secret, a few dedicated Redditors and fans uncovered who she might possibly be. Drawing information from certain things Brian let slip about her on the show, the Reddit sleuths uncovered that he once dated the half-sister of an A-list celebrity. Because her family found themselves in something of a compromising and delicate situation, Quinn never released her full identity. However, he mentioned that she served time for a felonious infringement. Using this information and referencing it with the given timeline, Redditors determined that the only possible person she could be is King of Queens star Leah Remini's half-sister Elizabeth. Police arrested Elizabeth in 2005 for narcotics trafficking, but their results remain a little more than speculation that might never be confirmed. In fact, it has never been confirmed who Quinn's secret girlfriend may have been. On many occasions, some marks of the troupe's pranks completely lost it, with some even becoming physical in response to being pranked by them. As an example of this, many fans would recall Joe's stint at the ballpark as he went about performing his task of stealing signed baseballs from unsuspecting children. What many fans never got to see was how one mom got so angry with Joe that she very nearly assaulted the Joker, but in her defense, he did kind of ask for a beatdown. Nonetheless, fans have wondered what the show and the Jokers do to convince their marks to appear on camera, suggesting that they pay them to curb their anger. Since each person who appears on the show needs to give their signed permission, it often takes some convincing to get them to agree, especially if they were angered by a specific prank. It seems though that the fans were not wrong in their suggestion. During a Reddit Ask Me Anything post, Sal admitted that when left with no other option, and especially if the marks' reaction seems worthy, they would pay them for their participation in the show. However, most of the time, the unsuspecting public agrees out of good nature or to gain their 5 minutes of fame. If none of these facts dissuade you from enjoying Impractical Jokers, then feel free to catch the latest installment. At least it should be worth a few chuckles and not the worst way to pass the time. If you simply can't get enough of the Tenderloins, feel free to watch their feature film or any other dedicated YouTube channels and podcasts. You could also check out their stage acts, unless it's just the pranks that keep you intrigued.
TV show MacGyver here? Yeah, Miss Mays, go ahead on in. Anybody want to be Jurgens Turtley or Oprah? Head on in. Hey, Fudgy Perks, go in. My head is spinning.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.